Yeah, my sister, my brother. I'm here basically just to tell you the meaning of the name Africa. The Africa is an Italian name. So Africa is a curse to a black man and it's a blessing to a white man. So we shouldn't call ourselves Africans. So if you call yourself, you are a black man, and if you call yourself an African, you are rather cursing yourself. There was a war back in the days by the Romans in our continent. And when they conquered us and took over our land, and they named the place Africa, which the word or the original name was Spiro Africanus, and they named themselves after us. So, since we bear the name Africa, there is no way we can free ourselves from them, because it's like when they brought the slaves and put their name on them. All the slave masters put their name on the slave they have. So the slaves bear the name of the slave master. So that is why most of our people over here call Smith, Wool, and so on and so forth, because of the slave master's name that he had on them. So then he did the same thing to be able to conquer the whole continent by putting their name on us as Africanus. So the name Africano is an Italian. So since we bear the name Africa, it becomes a curse to our continent. So we shouldn't call ourselves as Africans, because we are not Africans. If you want to know, now I can show it to you over here. When you go to Google or go to Wikipedia and check it, you see it right here. You see it right there. You see it right there. If you can read it carefully, you see that it says the name of our continent was called was called Akebuland. So now they put their name on us by calling us Africa, which means we are owned by this Italian, the military man who conquered a place and put his name on us. Originally, it was someone who, was a visitor or a tourist who walk around all the time and come to our continent, and he keep on coming there, and they have that name from that, what they call tourist guy. And this military guy also changed his name and put his name to match up with that with Africanus. So he called himself Africanus, Spiro Africanus. His name was Spiro. He called himself Spiro Africanus, so that he put his name on the continent and called the continent Spiro Africanus. So now they name our continent Africanus, which is an Italian name. So since we still bear the name Africa, we must know, either we like it or not, we are slaves to them. It's a point blank fact that, because when somebody bears the name of a property, the person belongs to that particular person. So since we bear the name Africa, it's a curse. Nyame can say, I'm thinking you could tell the say a friend Africa and I know me at the mind, because Africa ne ye broni din e broni din. Obroni a obekon to kwa a bibire mu sa bre no odidi ye nimpanifo so na de ne din e to yen so say Africa. To ne friend Africa. And the metinti and the din da so Africa ne de. Upe umpo e no me at the mouth. And ntina bibia no bibia ye bia no yentimi nya ho because omoba abibia be fa bibia obia no e de ko yentimi enya ahodi bia fanyi bibia, because omudin there so and ntina e gold ni etika call ne wo e danchembo a wasase mi na mu turu nyina yentimi nka he, because omudin e there so, because odin asase bi da ho na odin da so a asase ne e wo de anti de so ne pa bi a wasase bia no wo ho kwan se wofa na abentina se e ma ho kwan se nipa we be friend edi e there so ye bibire mu no na omo kan man kan ye a omo si obri no omo kan man kan omo si Hebrew nti so wo ye biri obri nipa tuntum nti so pe na opese obo kan ye dia ka che so wo ye nipa tuntum a ye kan Hebrew ka se mu se ye kan se Hebrew nti me chiro bebre ma mo ngi ntum wo da biara da so wo ye African ni wo ji tum se African ni a o kire se wo ye akwa de ma, because omo kun ya mo di yeso no ana mo di se di na ere to ye sa enkoa di na ere to yeso Entina no me away so be sabe kisa ebi ebre nya say din Africa na be da yeso no no me enko an be so nte bibia mpa bia no onto be sisa me say go bibia ne ade o ma make sure say ya say moa omo ye ndura no mo de be wo mpa ne omo de be wo en ene ade ne kunkum yen o ye wo ye mfa nko wo ne da ko wo en ye o ye mfa nko ne da ko ye o ye di preko na ase aka ne nan nkete ye mfa nko bom o ne da ko mai omo bu ye say moa bi say di Africa na ye den e da yeso nti emetinti a egi tum say Africa for ne de unia upe wo ya boa ade masa abrofo no because na me ka kiro because sa abroni ni din na da so abroni din na da so a emprahe na wo betimi age hu say wadi hu afi no nti no and this egi tum say e African nti so ya Ghana ni akata ya Ghana ni wo ya Kenya ni akasa ya Kenya ni edi ankasa na da continent no so ankasa e Akebulan a kire say mother of mankind ya wiase nyina maame no ho no free wiase nyina maame no ho no free nti maame na ankasa na ho no free edi no nti ya sire say obi biara na due or make sure so best sana agin obi busa na kata say no only African rather she said what from Akebulan on kasa Akebulan what obakasa Akebulan was a mother of mankind. The Akebulan means mother of mankind. What I'm saying, mother of mankind. And I said obeko ni twuma say you see nyina maame no baby free no ho na me free. What I'm saying, you see nyina maame na sase no so na me free. The maame men gin to mu da the biara da say Africans never. Because you to say Africa o meko so adi so eni tin abrofo no ba bri bia ebe sisa bibia pe bia na ediko ebe sisa miye ne akwade say ye de eno ane say yesumom fi na kwa nyina ne de bia no yesumom mritintia ye nya din Africa no esuma ne yesumom nti ma ngintum. So I want to say this, please, never, black people, never again call yourself African. Africa means a curse. Africa is a curse. Since we bear the name African, it has been a curse unto us. And this white people have made it basically made it possible to tag us with the name Africa. Africa is a white man's name. So rather, Africa is a white man. It's not a black man. So never call yourself an African. Africa is Spiro Africano. He is an Italian. So never call yourself, you are not an Italian. Unless you don't know. If you want to know, go to Google, go to Wikipedia and Google the origin of the name Africa. I said Google the origin of the name Africa, and you scroll down, you see all the details, and it will tell you Africa is what? The original name of Africa is the Akebulan, which is the mother of mankind. So never call yourself an African. And when you go down, it will tell you Africa was adopted eventually after the war when they conquered our continent, and they put their name on us as calling us Africa, which is the military guy who conquered us. They put his name on us as Africa, which is Africanus. So since we bear the name Africa, we are slaves to these damn fucking pigs. We are slaves to these pigs and dogs. So please, never call yourself an African. You are not an African. I am not an African. I'm a Hebrew, or I'm a Ghanaian. Never call yourself an African. You are rather a Hebrew. Yes, never call yourself an African. You are not an African, please. If you call yourself an African, you are a curse. It's a curse unto you. I'm telling you. Look at yourself. Since you started calling yourself an African, how, curse have you become? It's a curse. It's a curse. Never call yourself an African. No black man is an African. Rather, we are Hebrew. Hebrew means dark people. That is why these people, they call themselves the Israelites or whatever, the so-called damn fucking Jews, they don't call themselves Hebrew, because the word Hebrew is meaning a black man. Hebrew is meaning a black man. And even when you go to their Bible, the Bible tells them that the Israelites were Hebrews. The Hebrew means black. That is why they don't call themselves black. That is why they don't call them. How can you go to a land which is sitting there idly 1948 and you claim it that it's your land? We know the people who were killed in Europe were all Hebrews. The people who were killed in Europe were Hebrews by the help of Adolf Hitler. That is why when they killed them, when you go down to the history and read about the accounts of Adolf Hitler, it will tell you that the people that they killed them, they have a woolly hair. There's no one have a woolly hair except only black people. And they say they have gold ring and gold chains around their necks. It's only black people because we are part of gold. We always have gold with us. That is why even when you go back to Ghana, in ancestor back in the days, each and every home has a gold, because gold is a mineral that we keep in our family, gold and diamond. And when you have gold in your family, it keep the family help the family become strong, and the people don't die early, because gold is a mineral that keeps us healthy.
that keep us healthy. So that is why even when someone is sick, sometimes back in the days, they use gold, as a gold chain around his neck or around his wrist, so that it will give him energy to wake up or to become healed. So that is why they use diamond and all those things to heal our people, because these are part of our system. So we always need them around us. So since they are taking all those things from our land, that is why they are weakness. So when the Europeans wanted to conquer us, they came there and dig our gold, and then we became weaker, and they were able to conquer us. Now it's a turn for the Chinese also to rule now. Since it's a turn for the Chinese to rule, the Chinese also have to come there and take our gold so that we become weak, so that they can rule us. So it's all these things were propagated by our own damn fucking demons with Kufuor and all those Kufuor and Rollins, Bahama. These demons we have in our country. These people are helping them to weaken us, for them to give our country for this Chinese to rule. So it's about time for us to wake up. Wake up, my people. Wake up and go back to the root. Now, my message here is back to the root. Yes, so go back to the root and claim everything and claim your land. Never let anybody take your land. You own the land. That is your property. Not allow anybody to take over. So please, never call yourself an African. You are not African. You are rather a Hebrew. You are Ghanaian or Nigerian or whatever it is. Don't call yourself an African. I'm telling you, I'm damn fucking serious. Don't never call yourself an African. You are not an African. You are not an African. I'm saying this again. You are not an African. The American say, men can say African. If we say, sir, yes, I see no. A brand of brofuni yes, some episode with this. I'm gonna buy every 2 years. Suka koko ni adi free. Ya assassin ni naso. Oni pansu ye tuka suka koko free. Assassin so. Wa ho ade ekuta wo hunama ho ade nankasa. Eso te Mawu ntem. And this number 2 assassin is can amutimi nya kwan be di yeso no. Asabri omo asan hye say Chinese so nso memedi e before nyina so e baby e bi ma wo nyina. Nti omo akọ ho a baby e bi ma wo bia no sika kokko won assassin na mutu. Omutu sika kokko na won assassin mu a na ma ya ho ode nyina ye de ekofom. Na omo de sam papers yi e de abraham say yengi sa papers no mututu sika kokko. Nti mretintu omutu sika kokko no e na ma ya ho ode nyina ye de ekofom. Na mo chikwan enye kwan time de e de yeso. Nti mesrew se bo modern na mo wani nda ho na ye fakwa bi so enti nyina yempam Chinese for ne awo nyina fi yemanum na mo pakwa bi adie so onipa asase ye boma se tena so ya mama so bi medi so ye na asase ye de se edi asase ne so enti mesrew mo anim da ho se wo nya Africa ni men kan ne biara da ye no miema ebritinti e free ho Africa for no eni tina ya no mi ada so no enti men ka so ye African wo ye bibrini ni na omo ka mo so mo ntimi ka mo se Hebrew enti wo betimi aka Hebrew wo ye Hebrew ye bibini. I don't know, man, because we're African. Yeah, he be, and I say we're Ghana, ni Nigeria, ni Togo, ni friend say, Kenya, ni, and I say, a friend is saying, Benin, ni, and I say, Cote d'Ivoire, ni, and I say, Burkina Faso, baby, I'll feel na bo. So, won't me out, and I saw pa, ubit me up, so percent, you know, that, because you are Hebrew, and I say you are from Akebuland. The Akebuland is the original name of our country, our continent, which is called Akebuland. That was the original name of our continent, which is called Akebuland. Akebuland mean the mother of mankind. Akebuland mean the mother of mankind. Never, and I say, never call yourself you an African. It's a curse to you. When you call yourself an African, you are rather cursing yourself. Never call yourself an African. You are not an African. Don't call yourself damn fucking African. You are not an African. You are not an Italian. You are not a slave. If you call yourself an African, you mark yourself as a slave. I'm not an African. I'm Hebrew, or I'm a Ghanaian. I'm a Hebrew. So I will never call myself African. So as my made them say me from woman. I'm from who some Africa for a Italian ni bidin. Mamu from who's tada. Ntino me de Mawu jamo. Ontim na mu ncham na omama sumdwe.